Do you know that persistent feeling of emptiness, hopelessness, and unhappiness that feels like a regular part of your day? If your mood has constantly changed over the last few weeks and engaging in routine daily tasks is getting more difficult, well then you might be experiencing depression. But don't worry, because you're not alone. Depression is also known as major depressive disorder. It is a common and serious mental upset that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. In fact, depression is now regarded as a medical condition, but fortunately, it can be treated. Depression causes feelings of sadness and most of the time a loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed. It can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems and can decrease your ability to function at work and at home. It is important to realize, however, that feeling sad or feeling down at times is a normal part of life. You see, sad and upsetting events happen to everyone. But if you're feeling down or hopeless on a regular basis, you could be dealing with depression. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between actual depression and being sad. Feeling sad is an integral part of depression, but they are not the same. So knowing and understanding the differences can help a person recognize when to seek treatment. Most of the time, those who seek treatment often see improvements in their symptoms in just a few weeks. So the first thing to look at is that sadness usually passes with time. If it does not pass, or if the person becomes unable to resume normal function, this could be a sign of depression. According to medical news today, if a low mood gets worse or lasts longer than 2 weeks, the person should see a therapist or speak to their doctor. Moving on, understand that sadness is a normal human emotion that every single person will experience at stressful or somber times in their life. In fact, I think it's safe to say you can't escape it because a number of life events can leave a person feeling sad or unhappy. For example, the loss or absence of a loved one, divorce, loss of job or income, financial trouble, or issues at home can all affect a person's mood in a negative way. Even failing an exam, not getting a job, or experiencing other disappointing events can trigger sadness. And lastly, a person experiencing sadness can usually find some relief from crying, venting, or even just talking out these frustrations, but it is not usually the case when you come to depression. Now let's move on to the symptoms. That's those things you need to watch out for. The signs that will let you see or that will let you know whether you are depressed or if you're just sad. The first and most natural is feeling sad or having a depressed mood. This is when your whole day just feels off and you can't help but feel awful throughout. The second is a loss of interest or pleasure in the activities that you once enjoyed doing before. For example, you're someone who really enjoys watching football, but recently you just view football games as people running around with a piece of rubber. Or you're someone who loves to bake, but of recent you notice that all you bake comes out burnt, or you just don't have the mental strength to enjoy pastries and confectionaries anymore. Or maybe even probably you love to read books, but all of a sudden you feel down and can't concentrate while reading, or the books begin to feel boring and make you sleepy. This comes hand in hand with the feeling of being sad or depressed. When you feel this way and even doing the activities you love to do don't help make you feel better, then there is a high chance that you really are depressed, especially if this goes on for more than 2 weeks. Next, you might experience changes in your appetite. These changes will show up as weight loss or weight gain, unrelated to dieting. That means you might begin to lose or gain much weight because of your low mood that's not allowing you to eat as you do normally. The next important one is when you're having trouble sleeping or when you're sleeping too much. Also understand that there is nothing wrong with sleeping in on a Saturday morning after a long work or school week, or just sleeping in normally. Now, sleep related to depression can be looked at as when you sleep away your sadness, and as such, you'll oversleep because it takes your mind off of the sad and depressive mood you feel. This often manifests as trouble falling asleep. That's when you start to overthink and it won't let you fall asleep, or it won't let you stay asleep, because now you keep waking up at midnight, and so you no longer enjoy sleeping, or you just keep feeling tired when you wake up despite getting an adequate number of hours of sleep. The fifth is the loss of energy or increased fatigue. Now, although many other things can be attached to your loss of energy, but when you feel tired and stressed out because you have been feeling sad for a long period of time, well, then it can be related to depression. Now, other symptoms to watch out for can be the feeling of worthlessness or when you feel guilty, difficulty thinking, concentrating, or even making decisions, and when worse, horrible thoughts of death or suicide.